Welcome to Jeff's Baking Blog. Today I'm going to be making some sour cream and cranberry muffins. So the ingredients for that are 190 grams of plain flour, 57 grams of unsalted butter, 55 grams of soft brown sugar and 25 grams of granulated sugar, which will go together. A further 100 grams of granulated sugar, 35 grams of chopped pecans, 100 grams of dried cranberries, 120 millilitres of milk, 225 grams of sour cream and 1 egg lightly beaten. Then we also have 2 teaspoons of baking powder, a quarter of a teaspoon of baking soda, a quarter of a teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of something called pumpkin pie mix. Now, I don't have pumpkin pie mix, so I looked on the internet and found the various constituents and how they're put together, and so I've come up with half a teaspoon of cinnamon, a quarter of a teaspoon of nutmeg, a quarter of a teaspoon of ginger, an eighth of a teaspoon of allspice, and an eighth of a teaspoon of cloves. So that's in that mixture there. So to start off, we're going to preheat our oven to 180 Celsius, that's 160 Celsius if you're using the fan, 350 Fahrenheit. Then into our flour we're going to put our baking powder, our baking soda and our salt. We're just going to mix those together with a whisk. And then we're going to add the butter. With the butter added, we're just going to mix that together. I'm using one of these pastry mixers that allows you to cut the batter into the flour quite well until it forms breadcrumbs, or similar to breadcrumbs. Okay, so we have that mixed in, and we're just going to set that aside for a minute so that into this bowl we can put our sour cream and our milk, and I'm going to put the milk into the sour cream first of all, just so that I can whisk that together a little bit and loosen the sour cream so it goes in nicely. I think this. Okay. And our egg goes in as well. And 100 grams of sugar. We're going to mix that together. Get it all combined. Okay, and so before we do combine those, what I'm going to do is pour our 55 grams of brown sugar and 25 grams of granulated sugar into this jug. just break up the lumps of brown a little bit. It doesn't matter if there's a few lumps in it because this is going to go in the middle and on the top of the muffins. Then we'll add our spice mix as well. And our chopped pecans. Okay. So we've got those mixed together. Then the next thing is to mix these wet ingredients into the dry. We'll just fold that in until it's combined. So as you can see, it's quite lumpy, which is exactly as it should be. We scrape the bottom of the bowl to make sure we don't leave any dry flour mixture behind. And then into that we're going to add our 100 grams of dried cranberries and just gently fold those in as well till they're all mixed through. Okay, so that's mixed through. So next we take a muffin tin and we want to add half of this mixture into the 12 cups, and then we're going to put some of the pecan and pumpkin pie spice mix on top of that, load the other half of the mixture on top and top again with more of the pecan. So I'm going to take an ice cream scoop and just fill each one in the base. So then we take some of our pecan and pumpkin spice mix and sprinkle into each one. And then we top it with more of our muffin mixture. So we've covered the pumpkin pie spice mix with more of the muffin batter, and then we've put more of the spice mix on top. We're ready to pop these into the oven, which, as I said, is at 180 Celsius or 160 Celsius with a fan, 350 Fahrenheit. They'll go in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes until they've risen and a skewer poked in the middle comes out clean. I'll be back with you once they're out of the oven. Okay, well I'm back with you now, and here are some of our muffins. I've taken them out of the oven after 21 minutes in fact, and I've allowed them to cool down, and so I'll just open one. And there it is. And I'll take a taste. That really does taste very nice indeed. You've got the crunch of the pecans, taste of the cranberries and of that spice mix, and it's really very nice and moist. So I urge you to give these a go when you have a moment, and I'll be back with you very soon with another video. In the meantime, happy baking.